super excited to finally reveal something that I have been using for a while, and I know you are going to love it. It has solved a lot of problems for me, things that are nagging at me, you know, as a mom. So in case you're new to my page, I want to welcome you, and my name is Jen, and I enjoy helping you make your everyday cooking easier and healthier. So I want you to make sure to say hello below and share where you are watching from, whether it's a city you want to share or a state you want to share. I'd love to know where you're from. So thanks for joining us today. And you know, one thing that I struggle with as a mom and also as a dietitian is that, you know, making sure my kids are getting all the important nutrients, and not even just my kids, but myself and my husband as well. And so, you know, things like fiber, making sure we're getting enough vegetables. One thing I'm constantly sharing with my kids is, are you getting enough protein at breakfast? These are things that I struggle with and have been struggling with. So I want to know, is it something that you struggle with too? Do you deal with picky eaters? Do you wish you had more time to make healthy food? Do you have issues with, you know, wanting to have better food, but then you're like, my family doesn't really like that kind of stuff? So tell me what your struggles are in the comments, because I would love to know as well. So I have some super exciting news for you. And we have a brand new product line launching October 1st. And it is going to help boost your family's meals with protein, more vegetables, more fiber. And it's really all about making your dishes more nutritious. So think about that. Your dishes that you're already making, more nutritious. So it's called the Enrichables line. You can see I've got a couple of boxes here. And this is from Pampered Chef, and there are 2 varieties that are really going to boost your efforts in the kitchen without really having to change much. And isn't that what we're all going for? Convenience, ease, all of that. So we have a kale and fiber, and then also pea protein. So let me share why I love our new Enrichables line. So number 1, I can boost up my family's favorite foods without them even noticing. So I love the fact that these packets that you find inside, they are flavorless. So you can see this is what the packet looks like. They're flavorless. So you can add them to all of your favorite dishes that you already normally make. So if your family loves tater tot hot dish, like my family does, I sprinkle in the kale and fiber while I'm cooking up the meat, or tacos. Same thing, sprinkle this in while I'm cooking up the meat, or right after it, and while I'm adding some sauce to it, and nobody ever knows. But we get the boost of the nutrition from that. And I have kids, number 2, another reason that I love these is that I have kids that don't necessarily get all the vegetables that I would love them to have, or all the fiber that I would love them to have. And sometimes, you know, even our own selves with my own busy schedule, or my husband as well. So most of us, though, don't get enough fiber, and most of us don't get enough vegetables. And so this is a way to really increase that without actually having to do a big alteration in what you're actually making and preparing. And number 3, protein is sometimes missing from my kids' breakfast, and so they can even tell you, they'll say, oh yeah, Mom, there she goes about the protein again. And this makes it so much easier when we use the pea protein, because I can add it to things that they are already eating. So for example, a smoothie in the morning that's loaded with fruits and a little yogurt just doesn't have enough, you know? And so I actually boost it with some pea protein, and nobody ever knows, because it's whirled in my deluxe cooking blender, and it is totally pulverized. This is already pulverized anyway, but it just blends it so smoothly right into the smoothie that nobody would ever know. So that way they can get out the door in the morning in a hurry without me having to prepare a 5-course breakfast so that they get enough protein. Nobody wants that anyway on a weekday when they're rolling out of bed late. So let me tell you a little bit more about the kale and fiber and the pea protein as well. So let's start with the kale and fiber. So our goal every day is to have about 3 cups of vegetables and about 25 to 30 grams of fiber. Now, If you were to look at your day, would you say you have that? I would say most people don't, including me sometimes as well. So if we want to have that healthy gut, if we want to have, you know, those vitamins and minerals that are coming from vegetables, green vegetables, Kale and Fiber really can be to the rescue. I love this because you can add, my family honestly is never going to eat kale. I could put a kale salad out and nobody's going to touch it. So this is a way for me to be like, you know what, we've got kale and we're eating it, but nobody actually knows. So what this is made of, this packet actually has 2 cups of freeze-dried kale that is completely just pulverized into a powder. It also has 8 grams of chicory root, which makes it have 8 grams of fiber. So you are getting, and those are the only 2 ingredients. There's nothing artificial or added with that at all. So it's just the kale and the chicory root. So this can really help fill that gap. So if you are a smoothie maker in the morning, maybe you add one of these to your smoothie and you're gonna get that boost of extra fiber to that. Now you could also do the pea protein too, but there's lots of different options here. And you can add it to all your favorite recipes that are low in vegetables. So think about those things. Maybe there are certain soups that you like, or maybe ground beef dishes. Like that's where I feel like I added a lot. So like the tacos, the tater tot hot dish, spaghetti, cooking up the meat, and then I sprinkle that in along with the spaghetti sauce. And you can also add it to other sauces, like even guacamole. It's delicious, it's green, and so nobody knows that you've put some kale in there as well. Or pesto pizza, where you're sprinkling in this with the pesto sauce that you're making for the pesto. So these are all ways that I have been using it, and it has been fantastic. It also makes me feel really good as a mom that I'm taking care of my family and getting them that boost of fiber and boost of vegetables. So and it's good for your digestive health, let's be honest. We all probably have some struggles sometimes with our digestion, and a lot of that comes from the fact that we don't get enough fiber. And this can really help with that. So let me tell you about the pea protein. So the pea protein is made only from peas. Now how cool is that? and protein is one of those things that we oftentimes are just really unbalanced in the day. So we may not have a lot at breakfast, we may not have a lot of protein at lunch, but then we have this big gigantic meal of protein in the evening, and that's actually really not good for our bodies. It's a lot for our bodies to handle. So you want to actually space out your protein throughout the day. You want to get about 20 to 25 grams in the morning, and the same for lunch, and then the same for your evening meal. How can that happen? You can use pea protein. And so this is actually just 10 grams of protein. It's 8 grams of fiber, 10 grams of protein in the pea protein. And you can add it to foods that don't really have a lot of protein in them. So think about your baked goods. What if you made cupcakes or little donuts in the donut pan, and guess what? Secret ingredient, pea protein. I've done that, and it works really well, and nobody ever notices, and you just get that extra boost of protein in there. So if you have families or people in your family that love like the carb types of foods, this is a great way to add a boost. So for example, my kids love macaroni and cheese. Add some pea protein, and then you just add a little extra liquid to it so that it gets all absorbed into the dish that you're making. So you can also rest assured that this is, it's low calorie. It's only 50 calories. So if you're watching how many calories you're having, that's totally fine. But even if you're not, you can also be assured that it's actually totally top 8 allergen free. So that means you don't have to worry about those sensitivities or allergies that you might have. It's gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, and it's also vegan. So you can, and that's for both of these as well. So 10 grams of protein in the pea protein, 8 grams of fiber plus 2 cups of kale in here that you probably wouldn't eat, and nor would my family. So these are our new Enrichables, and I am loving them. They are just so easy to incorporate into your dishes and make them more nutritious as well. So as a mom and as a dietitian, I am really giving both of these an A+, because they're great for my family and my gut health, help with digestion, and they're really allowing us to get that boost of vegetables that we ordinarily otherwise have a hard time getting, especially with our busy schedule. and also just, you know, lack of maybe some interest in some of those certain things that you want your family to be eating. And then also the pea protein is really allowing for that boost of protein in the morning for breakfast, but also even before athletic events or after school when they just need a little bit of a boost before they go to their next activity as well. So I want to know, are you interested in learning more about these? I want you to drop me a comment and just say, I'd love to learn more. And I'll send you a little info sheet and you can check it out. And I would love to know what you think. Is this something you could see your family using? Let me know in the comments. What questions do you have? Because I think this is something that really is going to revolutionize and help all of us with our family's dishes that we normally make and make them more nutritious. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited to be sharing more about this, and you'll see more to come, but please drop me a note and I will send you a note of just a little bit more information so you can learn more. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for being here.